Wow, just wow, what a night. Stepping onto that reunion stage with the one and only Andy Cohen felt absolutely electric. You could feel the tension and excitement buzzing in the air. All of our favorite Islanders from season 7 were back under one roof, dressed to the nines, ready to spill all the tea. Ultimate post-vacation debrief, way better outfits, a national television audience. Andy and I were so ready to dive into every juicy detail. Questions locked and loaded. Who was still together? Who had called it quits? Who was still holding on to some villa drama? The energy in that room was something else. You could literally cut it with a knife. Some couples sitting super close smiles, holding hands. Others, opposite ends of the couch. Alright, let's get to the question on everyone's mind. Who is still together? The moment of truth. Let's start with our winners, Cassie and Leo. They walked onto that stage hand in hand, looking absolutely smitten. They confirmed they are still going strong and are officially boyfriend and girlfriend. Leo even talked about plans to move closer to Cassie. Their connection looks even deeper now. It was so sweet to see them so happy and secure. They really proved that their roller coaster journey in the villa was worth it in the end. Now, for our runners-up, Hannah and Marco, they also confirmed they are still a couple and very much in love. They spoke about how much easier their relationship is without the pressures of the villa. They've been spending tons of time together, meeting each other's families, just enjoying being a normal couple. There was no drama with these two, just pure, simple happiness. What about some of the other couples? Well, things got a little more complicated. Carmen and Kenzo announced that they had decided to go their separate ways. They explained that the distance was tough and they felt they were better off as friends. It was an amicable split and there was no bad blood between them. And then there was the situation with KK and Keenan. They revealed that they tried to make it work after the show but ultimately decided to part ways. KK explained that she needed to focus on herself and her own healing. You know, we had to get into the drama, and there was plenty of it to go around. One of the biggest confrontations of the night was between Cassie and Johnny. Cassie, Johnny. We all remember the Casa Amor situation that left Cassie heartbroken. Andy and I asked them to walk us through their feelings now that they've had time to reflect. Cassie was very clear that while she has forgiven Leo, she hasn't forgotten the pain. Leo. Johnny apologized again for their role in the situation, but there was still some visible tension. They aren't exactly best friends, and it was clear some wounds are still healing. Another major topic was the unresolved issues between Victor and Carmen. Victor, Carmen. Remember when he was dumped from the island after Carmen decided to pursue a connection with Kenzo? Victor did not hold back. He expressed that he felt misled by Carmen and that her actions really hurt him. Carmen defended herself, saying she was just following her heart, which is the point of the show. It got pretty heated for a moment. You could tell Victor was still carrying a lot of that hurt. We also had to address the lingering drama surrounding Keenan and his behavior in the villa. KK spoke up, Imani spoke up. He apologized and said that watching the show back was a huge learning experience for him. Leaving the villa is just the beginning of a whole new adventure. Life changes in a huge way for these islanders. We got some really fun updates on what everyone has been up to since they landed back in the United States. Many of them have fully embraced their new platforms. They've become influencers amazing. They are sharing fashion tips, workout routines, giving us a peek into their everyday lives. It's so cool to see them connecting with fans and building their own brands. They are really making the most of this incredible opportunity. Some islanders are going back to their roots, but with a new perspective. For example, Marco talked about getting back to his career as a personal trainer, but now he has a much larger audience to inspire. Hannah is continuing her work in education, but she's also using her platform to talk about important issues. It's great to see them balancing their newfound fame with their passions and careers. They are proving that you can be a reality star and still be grounded in your real-world goals. It's all about finding that balance and staying true to yourself. We heard about new apartments, exciting travel plans. One of the best parts of any reunion is getting to see the unreleased footage. And let me tell you, the producers did not disappoint. We finally got to see the full uncensored heart rate challenge, and it was everything we hoped for and more. The Islanders went all out with their performances. Sexy dances, hilarious costumes, some seriously surprising results. Seeing whose heart rates were raised by whom revealed some secret attractions and funny dynamics we never saw on the original broadcast. The audience was loving every second of it. But it wasn't just the heart rate challenge. We were also treated to a montage of unseen funny moments. Being themselves, goofing around, having fun late-night chats, hilarious dance-offs in the bedroom. It was a great reminder it wasn't all about drama and recouplings. The unseen footage also gave us more context for some relationships. We saw longer, more in-depth conversations that explained connections on a deeper level. For Cassie and Leo, more playful banter and sweet, quiet moments built their foundation. For Hannah and Marco, more conversations about the future showed how serious they were early on. These little moments added so much depth to their love stories and helped us understand their journeys better. Beyond the romantic relationships, Love Island is also about the incredible friendships that are formed. We spent some time talking about the brotherhood. The guys talked about how much they relied on each other for advice and support. Through all the drama with the girls, they had each other's backs. They formed a real bond many would remain friends for life. They shared stories of their morning workouts together. The girls' friendships were just as powerful, but also a bit more complex. Cassie, KK, Imani. They were each other's rocks through some of the toughest moments in the villa. They celebrated each other's happiness and comforted each other through heartbreak. At the reunion, they were still a united front, sitting together and supporting one another. Their bond showed the true meaning of sisterhood. However, not all friendships survived the transition to the real world. The pressures of the outside world and seeing how things played out on TV definitely caused some rifts. Ultimately, the reunion highlighted how these intense shared experiences create bonds that are hard to explain, whether they ended up as best friends. As we wrapped up the reunion, it was time to reflect on the whole season. What did we learn from this cast's journey? One of the biggest takeaways for me was the importance of self-love growth. We saw so many Islanders, especially KK Cassie. They faced heartbreak, betrayal, but they came out the other side stronger, more confident. They taught us that finding yourself is just as important as finding a partner. This season also taught us that love is messy and complicated. It's not a straight line. Leo and Cassie's journey was the perfect example of this. They broke up. They explored other connections. They found their way back to each other. It reminded us that perfect love stories don't really exist, but real, resilient love does. It's about forgiveness, communication, and the willingness to fight for a connection. The show is also a fascinating look at human behavior under pressure. The villa is a social experiment. And it's incredible to watch how people navigate relationships in that kind of environment. It holds a mirror up to our own dating lives. It makes us think about how we communicate, how we handle conflict, and what we look for in a partner. It's entertainment for sure, but there are also real lessons to be learned if you look closely. It sparks conversations about loyalty, trust, and what it really means to be vulnerable with someone. So, that's a wrap on another amazing season of Love Island, USA. It was a summer of love tears and unforgettable television. A huge thank you to the brave cast who put their hearts on the line for all of us to see. Hosting the reunion was an absolute dream, and I hope you all enjoyed watching it as much as Andy and I enjoyed being there. Until next summer, remember to lead with your heart. Subscribe now for more exclusive content and join the conversation below.